Hello Army, welcome back to BTS K-pop Vibes, your #1 source for the latest BTS updates, viral moments, and breaking stories straight from Seoul. If you love staying ahead on everything about the boys, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's dive into today's story. Wait, did that just happen? Fans around the world are losing it after Jungkook and Taehyung were spotted together again. And this time, it feels different. From unexpected sightings to subtle clues that no one can ignore, something big is going on. Was this just a coincidence or a moment that changes everything? Stay with us, because what we're about to reveal has armies everywhere completely losing control. The moment didn't just appear out of nowhere. It built slowly, like a quiet tension no one noticed until it was too late to ignore. It started with a single blurry clip, barely a few seconds long, shared across fan accounts late at night. At first, people weren't even sure what they were seeing. A familiar silhouette, a laugh that sounded too recognizable, and then the realization hit. It was Jungkook, and right beside him, just slightly out of focus but impossible to mistake, was Taehyung. Within minutes, the video spread like wildfire. Fans zoomed in, enhanced frames, compared outfits, and analyzed shadows. Every tiny detail became evidence. The internet turned into a full-scale investigation. Was it recent? Where was this? Why were they together? And the biggest question of all, what does this mean? What made the moment even more powerful wasn't just the sighting itself, but the energy between them. Even in those few seconds, there was something undeniably real. The way they walked side by side, completely at ease. The subtle glance, the shared laughter that didn't feel staged or forced. It felt natural, familiar, like no time had passed at all. And that's what hit fans the hardest. Because for so long, people had been waiting, watching, hoping. Every update, every rumor, every tiny hint, it all led to this. A moment that no one could fully prepare for, yet everyone instantly understood. Social media exploded. Hashtags trended globally within hours. Fan edits flooded timelines. Some fans were screaming in excitement. Others were emotional, overwhelmed by nostalgia. Old clips resurfaced, reminding everyone of their bond, their history, the countless moments that made people fall in love with their friendship in the first place. But beyond the chaos, something deeper was happening. This wasn't just about two global stars being seen together. It was about connection, about memories rushing back all at once, about the feeling that something important, something meaningful was quietly returning. Speculation only grew stronger. Some believed it was just a casual meetup. Others were convinced it hinted at something bigger behind the scenes, a project, a performance, or maybe even something more personal that fans weren't meant to fully understand yet. And yet, neither of them said a word. No confirmation, no denial, just silence. But somehow, that silence spoke louder than anything else. Because sometimes it's not about what's announced, it's about what's felt. And in that brief, unexpected moment, fans felt everything. The history, the bond, the unspoken understanding between two people who have shared so much of their lives together. As the clip continues to circulate, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just another viral moment. It's something that lingers, something that stays with you long after the video ends. And now everyone is watching, waiting, wondering. Because if this was only the beginning, then what comes next might be even bigger than anyone imagined. The silence didn't last long, not in the way people expected at least, because even without words, the story kept unfolding. New angles of the same moment began to surface, each clip revealing something slightly different. A clearer view, a longer interaction, a detail that had been missed before. And with every new piece, the tension only grew stronger. Fans started connecting the dots. The location, once just a guess, began to make sense. Familiar landmarks in the background, lighting that matched a specific time of day. Even the outfits, carefully compared with recent appearances, seemed to confirm that this wasn't an old clip resurfacing. This was real. This was recent. And suddenly, the question shifted. It wasn't, did this happen anymore. It became, why now? Because timing in moments like these is everything. Some fans pointed out how quiet things had been lately, almost too quiet. No major updates, no unexpected interactions, nothing that hinted at something this big. And then, out of nowhere, this moment appears like a spark in the dark. And sparks don't just happen without a reason. What made everything even more intense was the way Jungkook and Taehyung carried themselves in those clips. There was no sign of hesitation, no attempt to hide completely, but also no effort to draw attention. It was a balance, almost like they were moving in their own world, untouched by the noise surrounding them. That kind of presence, it's hard to fake. And fans noticed. They noticed the small details, the kind that only longtime followers would understand. The way their steps matched pace, the comfortable silence between them, the subtle expressions that didn't need explanation. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, but it was powerful. And sometimes those are the moments that mean the most. As discussions spread across platforms, theories became more layered, more emotional. Some believed this was a sign of something returning, something fans had been missing for a long time. Others thought it might simply be a reminder that not everything needs to be shared publicly to be real. But one thing everyone agreed on, this moment mattered. Because in a world where everything is constantly changing, where time moves fast and attention shifts even faster, this felt like something steady, something unchanged, a connection that didn't fade. And maybe that's why people couldn't let it go. Hours turned into days, but the conversation didn't slow down. If anything, it evolved. Fans began revisiting old memories, not out of sadness, but out of appreciation. The laughter, the chaos, the quiet moments that once seemed small, but now felt incredibly significant. And right in the middle of all that reflection, this new moment stood tall, not as an ending, but as a continuation. Because whatever this was, whether planned or completely spontaneous, it reminded everyone of something simple yet powerful. Some bonds don't need explanations, they don't need announcements, they don't even need constant visibility. They just exist. And when they appear again, even for a brief second, the world feels it. Now the anticipation is different. It's no longer just about what was seen, it's about what could happen next. Will there be another sighting? A clearer moment? Something intentional? Or will this one mean exactly what it is? A fleeting glimpse into something real, something untouched, something that doesn't need to be defined. No one knows for sure, but one thing is certain. Everyone is watching more closely than ever before, because after a moment like this, nothing feels impossible anymore. The days that followed didn't bring answers, but somehow they brought even more meaning, because instead of fading, the moment began to settle into something deeper. It wasn't just trending anymore. It wasn't just a viral clip people would forget in a week. It became a reference point, something fans kept going back to, replaying, reanalyzing, and most of all, feeling. Late at night, timelines were still filled with quiet discussions, not the chaotic reactions from the first hours, but something softer, more thoughtful. Fans weren't just asking questions anymore, they were sharing perspectives, what that moment meant to them, why it felt different, why it stayed. And in those conversations, a pattern began to emerge. People weren't holding on to the moment because they needed answers, they were holding on to it because it reminded them of something real. When Jungkook and Taehyung appeared together again, even briefly, it didn't feel like a performance. There were no bright lights, no staged setting, no audience to impress. Just two people existing in the same space. And somehow, that was enough. That's what made it powerful. Because in an industry built on visibility, on constant updates and carefully curated moments, something unfiltered stands out. It hits differently. It lingers longer. Fans started to notice how rare that kind of moment really is. No captions, no explanations.
No context, just presence. And maybe that's why it felt so honest. As more time passed, the noise around what it could mean slowly transformed into appreciation for what it already was. And just when it seemed like the moment had settled into memory, something shifted again. Not loudly, not in a way that demanded attention, but subtly enough for those who were still paying close attention to feel it immediately. It started with a photo. No official post, no announcement, just an image circulating quietly among fans. At first glance, it didn't seem like much, just another candid, another glimpse. But the longer people looked, the more familiar it felt. The setting, the atmosphere, the timing. It matched. And then came the realization that sent a ripple through the entire community. Once again, this wasn't a separate moment. It was part of the same night, the same space, the same story, just seen from a different angle. Suddenly, everything felt bigger, because what everyone thought was just a short passing encounter might not have been that short after all. Fans began piecing everything together again, but this time with more patience, less urgency, more intention. They weren't just reacting anymore. They were observing, listening, not just to what was shown, but to what was felt between the lines. And what they felt was consistency, the same calm energy, the same quiet comfort, the same unspoken understanding. Whatever that moment was, it wasn't accidental, and that realization changed the tone completely. Because accidental moments are easy to dismiss, but intentional presence, that stays with you. When Jungkook and Taehyung were seen again, even in fragments, it reinforced something fans had already started to believe. This wasn't just a coincidence, it was a choice. Not necessarily a public one, not something meant to be broadcast or explained, but a quiet decision to be there in the same place at the same time. And sometimes that says more than anything else ever could. The conversations shifted again, less about what if, more about what is. Fans weren't chasing confirmation anymore. They weren't trying to prove anything to anyone. Instead, they began holding on to the feeling that had been growing since the very first clip surfaced. The feeling of reassurance that no matter how much time passes, no matter how much changes on the surface, some connections remain untouched underneath it all. And maybe that's why this moment refuses to fade, because it doesn't rely on constant updates to stay alive. It exists in the in-between, in the quiet spaces where meaning doesn't need to be explained, only understood. As days continue to pass, something interesting happens. The excitement doesn't disappear, it transforms. It becomes quieter, deeper, more personal. People stop refreshing their feeds every second. They stop searching for the next clip, the next angle, the next confirmation. Instead, they begin revisiting what they already have, and somehow it feels enough. Because not every story needs a clear ending. Not every moment needs a follow-up. Some things are meant to exist exactly as they are, unfinished, undefined, but still complete in their own way. And maybe that's the beauty of this, because if there had been an explanation, it might have taken something away. If there had been a clear answer, it might have made the moment smaller. But this stays open, open to interpretation, open to emotion, open to meaning that changes depending on who's watching. And that's why it continues to live on. Not just as a viral sighting, but as something that quietly reminds people of why they started caring in the first place. Because in a world full of noise, full of constant updates and endless information, a single, genuine moment, unplanned, unspoken, and real, can still be the loudest thing of all. And just when everything felt like it had finally found its quiet place, the atmosphere shifted once more. Not because of a new video, not because of a clearer photo, but because of something even smaller, something almost invisible to anyone who wasn't paying close attention, a detail. It came from a completely different source, not a fan account this time, not a repost or an edit, but a brief appearance in the background of someone else's content. Easy to miss, almost accidental, but not to those who had been following every piece of this story. Within minutes, it was clipped, shared, slowed down, and analyzed frame by frame. And there it was again, the same presence, the same energy, the same unmistakable feeling. It didn't show much, No direct interaction, no clear focus, but somehow it confirmed everything without saying anything at all. Because when moments begin to overlap like this, when separate pieces quietly align, it stops feeling random. It starts to feel real in a way that's hard to deny. Fans didn't react with chaos this time. They paused, they watched, and then slowly, they understood. This wasn't just one moment anymore. It was a series, a pattern, something that had been happening just outside the spotlight, only now becoming visible in fragments. And that realization brought a completely different kind of emotion. Not shock, not disbelief, but something softer, something steadier. Because when Jungkook and Taehyung appeared again, even in the background, even for a split second, it didn't feel surprising anymore. It felt natural, like something that had always been there, just not always seen. And maybe that's what changed everything. Because before, fans were reacting to a moment. Now they were witnessing continuity, something ongoing, something quiet but consistent. And with that came a sense of calm that hadn't been there before. The urgency faded, the need for answers softened, because the more these fragments appeared, the clearer it became. Not everything meaningful needs to be announced. Not everything real needs to be explained. Some things simply exist and reveal themselves only in pieces, only to those who are paying attention in the right way. As days move forward, the story doesn't disappear. It evolves, not through big headlines or official statements, but through these subtle, almost hidden confirmations that continue to surface when least expected. And every time they do, they carry the same quiet message. Nothing has changed. Or maybe everything has, just not in the way people expected. Because growth doesn't always mean distance. Sometimes it means finding a new way to stay connected, away from the noise, away from expectations, away from the constant need to be seen. And if that's what this is, then maybe it was never meant to be loud. Maybe it was always meant to be like this, subtle, unspoken, but undeniably real. So now, instead of asking what happens next, fans have started asking something different. What if this is already the answer? What if these small glimpses, these quiet overlaps, these fleeting seconds are exactly what they're meant to be? Not a build-up to something bigger, but something complete in their own way. And maybe that's the beauty of this. Because if there had been an explanation, it might have taken something away. If there had been a clear answer, it might have made the moment smaller. But this stays open. Open to interpretation, open to emotion, open to meaning that changes depending on who's watching. And that's why it continues to live on. And just as everything felt like it had finally found its quiet place, the atmosphere shifted once more. Not because of a new video, not because of a clearer photo, but because of something even smaller, something almost invisible to anyone who wasn't paying close attention, a detail. It came from a completely different source, not a fan account this time, not a repost or an edit, but a brief appearance in the background of someone else's content. Easy to miss, almost accidental, but not to those who had been following every piece of this story. Within minutes, it was clipped, shared, slowed down, and analyzed frame by frame. And there it was again. The same presence, the same energy, the same unmistakable feeling. It didn't show much, no direct interaction, no clear focus, but somehow it confirmed everything without saying anything at all. Because when moments begin to overlap like this, when separate pieces quietly align, it stops feeling random. It starts to feel real in a way that's hard to deny. Fans didn't react with chaos this time. They paused, they watched, and then slowly, they understood. This wasn't just one moment anymore. It was a series, a pattern, something that had been happening just outside the spotlight, only now becoming visible in fragments. And that realization brought a completely different kind of emotion. Not shock, not disbelief, but something softer, something steadier. Because when Jungkook and Taehyung appeared again, even in the background, even for a split second, it didn't feel surprising anymore. It felt natural, like something that had always been there, just not always seen. And maybe that's what changed everything. Because before, fans were reacting to a moment. Now they were witnessing continuity, something ongoing, something quiet but consistent. And with that came a sense of calm that hadn't been there before.